This is Pep Watson, Crime and Justice TV. This is episode 1 of my Reflections series. So this series is going to be a weekly upload every week on a Sunday at 9 PM onto my Crime and Justice TV channel. And I'm just going to share my thoughts and reflections. So today, I was up early. I've been out in central London all day. I was up early to feed the homeless down in Piccadilly Circus, and it was my plan to do my first episode of this series Reflections down somewhere around Trafalgar Square or Piccadilly Circus. But I wanted to come up to St. Paul's Cathedral to go to the service here and just check it out and see what it was like. And so I kind of changed my mind and thought that I would do episode 1 down here at St. Paul's, and I'm glad I did, because I went to the service at 11:30 this morning, and it just blew me away. It was really powerful. You know, I went in there, it was ram-packed with people from all over the world, tourists, Londoners, all sorts of different people in there. The choir came out, all the priests came out, and you know, I just tried to relax and breathe and take it in and embrace it and enjoy the moment. And I closed my eyes, and I just felt this kind of wave of emotion come over me. You know, all the people I've been speaking to recently, all the people, the IPP prisoners in prison who are years over tariff, who are suffering, all the family members of those prisoners that I've spoke to who are suffering immeasurably, IPP prisoners who've committed suicide, and I've met their family members, and you know, they're grief stricken and really suffering in, you know, immense pain for what's happened to their loved ones. All the guys I spoke to on the internet, my subscribers, people on Twitter, you know, people who are suffering with addiction or mental health, discrimination, struggles, depression, addiction, all sorts of, you know, different issues that people struggle with. So I just closed my eyes and tried to pray for everybody. I prayed that people would see better days, that light may be shined into their darkness and into their despair and hopelessness. I prayed that all these people have good health and prosperity, and that may they find a path that is better. I prayed for the homeless guys I met this morning down Trafalgar Square and Piccadilly Circus, living in tents in the rain. You know, just grateful for some food and some water. And I felt emotional. I felt a peace come over me. I felt quite sad. I felt a bit tearful at times, and I just came out of there a bit lighter. I just felt a bit lighter coming out of there, and a bit more peaceful. So I went into St. Paul's with an open mind. You know, always seek to see where religious preachers are right. You know, that kind of value principle that I aspire to. And you know, when I do that, my life just is you know, that little bit less stressful, and I feel a little bit more peace within me. I'm not a Christian, a Jew, or a Catholic, or a Muslim, or you know, I don't pray to a specific God, but I am a man of faith. So what does that mean to me, being someone who is a man of faith? So how I can explain that is that whatever I'm going through, whether it's good or bad, like when I was in custody serving IPP with no release date, feeling that helplessness and that hopelessness, all the delays, all the chaos around me, the drug use around me, the long periods of isolation, bang up, the violence, or whether I'm here today at St. Paul's, listening to the service, having faith to me means that whether I'm going through an experience that is good or bad, I completely embrace and accept that whatever is happening is meant to be happening. My life is unfolding in exactly the same order, at exactly the right time, with exactly the right events that are supposed to be happening. There is a reason for it. Now, I might not see that reason at the time. It might be later on. It might be a long while later on. But what I'm going through, I'm meant to be going through. The road that I'm on is the road that I am meant to be on. So that's what faith means to me. And faith, what it does for me, it helps me to make sense of things that don't make sense. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. Faith helps me to make sense of discrimination, injustice. It helps me to make sense of my pain and my suffering. So coming out of St. Paul's, you know, I felt, you know, this peace within me. I felt safe. I felt strong. I felt alive. You know, I really felt alive. You know, and I just tried to breathe and just be still. So I try and breathe, you know, not just when I was in there today, but I try and breathe throughout my day. It's kind of like a meditation thing that I do. So the reason I do that is because the cognitive mind cannot fathom or grasp the benefits, the magnificent, incredible benefits of the daily practice of meditation. You know, that because what it does for me, it helps me to escape the incessant noise in my mind as a recovering addict. From the moment I wake up, I have to deal with this until the moment I go to sleep, and it gives me some freedom from that, to just breathe and be still. You know, because I'm constantly thinking, you know, from the moment I get up, I've got to do this today, I've got to do that today, I've got to go here, I've got to go to that appointment. So the reason my mind is like that is because the mind is only ever in two places more often than not. Both of those places are not where the mind is supposed to be, which is the present, because the mind is more often than not in the past or the future, or yesterday or tomorrow, and both of them don't mean nothing, because the past is gone, so it's done, and the future isn't here yet. And unless we, as people, as human beings, grasp this, then that's how we will live the rest of our life. And if we do grasp this kind of stuff, then our life will take on a whole new meaning. You know, it's that constant, worry, the fear, the anxiety, the default human condition of that constant feeling of need, of want, of lack, of desire, of which is all trying to escape the present. It's all trying to escape the now. Yeah, it's all trying to escape the self, the false mind-made sense of self, the movie in the mind as soon as I wake up. You know, the ego. It's the Pep Watsons show. It's, you know, Pep Watson, the criminologist, the student, the this, all the labels. Yeah, all this kind of stuff. Addicted to thinking. You know, attached to the mind. It's the reason why people shoot themselves in the head, right, instead of the kneecap. So just to breathe and be still, it gives me some peace from that. And immersing myself into the service of others gives me peace from that noise in my mind. And you know, who was it? Gandhi. So he said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And when I lose myself in the service of others, or when I just breathe and be still and be with me and accept that all is well and everything is unfolding as it's meant to be unfolding, I get freedom from that, and I might get freedom from that for a moment, which is beautiful, or a few minutes, or an hour, or even a couple of hours. You know, so I get a freedom from that excessive need of more. You know, as soon as I get this, I'll be okay. As soon as I get that amount of money or this material object, I'll be okay. But it's all temporary, it's all an illusion. So when I was in custody, I've mentioned on my blog, the IPP Diaries, I met a Buddhist teacher called Dr. Nigel, an exceptional PhD Buddhist scholar, incredible man, full of wisdom, and he told me a story. So what he said was that there was a stupid monk in the monastery, and all this stupid monk used to do was sweep the floor. So he used to sweep the floor all the time, and the floor was immaculate because he was too stupid to do anything else. So all he used to do was just sweep this floor. You know, it was like glass, you could see your face in it. And the chief monk ordained him. The chief monk ordained him, and as soon as he ordained him, all the other monks were very jealous and envious, and they're all running up to the chief monk saying, how can you ordain this monk? You know, he's so stupid, how can you ordain him? And the chief monk said this, he said, when the stupid monk is sweeping the floor, he is cleaning the corners of his mind. So what the chief monk was doing there to the other monks was teaching them and communicating them the wisdom of the benefits of good effort and concentration. And then they all understood what the chief monk meant. And then they all were able to then practice good effort and concentration in what they do. So this is what I was talking about a moment ago, about meditating throughout the day. You know, I don't have to sit on a chair and close my eyes for an hour. I can, whether I'm making the bed or sitting on the bus or ironing or making some food, you know, I can apply and practice good effort and concentration. And this in turn cleans the corners of my mind. Something else Dr. Nigel taught me, you know, was that he really helped me to just have a lot of acceptance over the fact that I don't need to know where I came from. I don't need to know all the answers in the universe. What's important is the here and now, the present moment. You know, so I really try and embrace this stuff, you know, because I don't care whether it is a bite of food, a sip of coffee, a beautiful walk in Wimbledon Park, or, you know, washing my face, or meeting a homeless man and sharing a sandwich with him. Any of those things. I'm going to embrace those moments, or that moment, like it is the last moment I'm going to spend on this earth. And the reason I do that is because nothing is guaranteed in life. I mean, I could get run over by a bus in an hour's time, you know, so I just try and embrace those moments and live in the now, live in the here and now. And that's why I don't try and plan too far in the future. I do my best, you know, I'm only human, and quite often, you know, I fall short, but I don't try and, I do my best to not bring yesterday into today. I try and live my day in 24-hour blocks, put that day to bed, put an ill feeling to bed, wake up, every day is new, every day is fresh. And every time I see my housemates in the morning, I have never ever been in that moment before. So I've got 11 new housemates every morning because I've never been there before. Yeah, it's beautiful. This stuff is magical. And again, you know, there's more benefits to this. You know, when I'm doing this, I grow in understanding and effectiveness. I stop running the show. I allow whatever power is there, you know, call it what you want, God, him, it, her, whatever, you know, to just guide me and to take me down the road that I'm meant to be going down. And I grow in understanding and effectiveness, and my effectiveness to help others and give love to others and to love others by recognizing myself in others is enhanced and improved constantly. You know, these are practices. Genius is perseverance, repetition, practice this stuff over and over. So one of the other things I wanted to mention today was about a guy that I met called Russell, who's a chef. Now, he is a Christian. He's a very, very, you know, deep Christian, a strong man of faith. When he walks in a room, he just lights up the room. You know, he's got this glow in his eye. He's got this fantastic spirit about him. And I first met him in the probation hostel in Bournemouth, because he was a chef there. And long story short, we've become friends. And this is one of the positives I've took out of an awful situation, because my time there, the 5 months that I spent there after custody, was just horrendous. So we try and take the best out of a bad situation, became friends, you know, and I'm just grateful that I've met him. But he sent, we're in email contact. We've met up for lunch since I left the hostel. So I want to read this email he sent me. And remember, you know, I'm not a Christian, but this is nice. And if I'm a bit down, I might read this for inspiration, because I think it's powerful. Hi Pepsi, wow, so happy. Man, I told you things would happen, and this, my friend, is just the beginning for you. Keep doing what you are doing. Keep praying and meditating as you do. Always remember the devil is there every day to seduce you in where you are weak. My problems are anger, and I fall many times, but we must keep getting up and look to Jesus to deliver us from ourselves, as you already do in your ways, but use his name and proclaim the victory. Remember, you are a powerful force and have been chosen to be used to do a special job not available to everybody. This I truly believe. You have real life skills with a hat you can pull rabbits from that normal people can't do, as they have not lived your life of pain and injustice. Stay humble and focused on the goal. Work, as you said, like Alex Ferguson, but it's for God's glory, not yours, and you will experience things that you never felt possible, and you will be taken to places only the select few go to. True power for me is to be a soldier of Jesus Christ. Angels will be all around you. You will have power and authority. Keep going. God bless you, Pepsi. I will now ask the church to pray and to support you going forward in everything you do, as I believe in you and want you to fulfill your mission, as success in Jesus is better than money or drugs, as it fills you and you do not want or have need anything else. But the winner that you are, you have family history of success. It's in your blood. Just believe and take it. Good luck, brother. And yes, we will push to meet and do our plans as soon as. My best regards, Russell. I mean, when I got that email, I mean, it made me emotional. I was like taken aback. Kind of took my breath away. You know, the impact that this man's had on me. He's just, you know, a really strong man of faith, and I'm really grateful to now call Russell a friend. And, you know, I'm not a Christian, but he is. But like I said, when I'm with him, I embrace it, and I always seek to see where religious preachers are right. You know, and you never know, if you apply that, you might learn something. And so that's what I do, and all my interactions as a result of that with Russell are just incredible, beautiful experiences, you know. And I wouldn't have that experience with him if I was judging, criticising, you know, ridiculing his faith, you know, his Christianity. So it's just fantastic, you know. And, you know, I really look forward to seeing him again. So that's it, everybody. From me, Pepsi Watson, Crime and Justice TV. That's the end of episode 1 for my new series, Reflections. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you all good health, prosperity, and may you love by recognising yourself in others.